We human beings are very busy living on this planet as stupidly as we possibly can. We take that to the limit, or push the envelope, as they like to say. Stupidity is our calling card. Kilroy was here. I don't think that other animals are given that latitude. When they do something that is manifestly stupid, they are punished for it, usually with a prompt death. But we human beings get away with it, or at least we convince ourselves that we do, until we don't. Let me give a few examples. There are many. These are doozies. There are people on the street where I live who park their cars on the street day and night. They have garages and driveways, but they want to park their cars on the street, which it is legal to do. The other night, some powerful storms blew through the area, with winds surpassing 50 miles an hour. We live on a tree-lined street, and in the morning some people, the people who park their cars on the street, came out of their homes shocked and upset to see that dead limbs had fallen from the trees, scratching and denting their cars. What lousy luck, they said. Oh well, insurance will probably cover it, and they'll go on parking their cars on the street. There are towns in California, which is a state that is almost a continuous, ongoing celebration of stupidity. There are entire towns there in which the residents turn on their taps and no water flows. They are completely out of water. The governor of the state, once referred to as Governor Moonbeam, has said that the citizens of the state will face this together, will cut back on showering and flushing the toilets, watering the lawns. He is completely out of his mind. These people are living in a desert. Water has been diverted so developers can build and people can live there in the desert. But California is in the fourth year of a severe drought. No rain, no snow, there is no water. The entire state is dry and primed for raging fires. Save us, they cry. We must have water to live. And they will get their water from nearby towns that don't have water to spare, but they will give some to help these poor people who have none. And water will be trucked in from far distant places, acts of charity and mercy to aid these poor people in their hour of need. Their hour of need may last for years. No one says, don't help these idiots. They're stupid. They're living in a desert. Of course there's no water. Instead of that, we help them. Or use up-to-date terminology. We'll bail them out. Our society is civilized. We don't let anyone go down. No child left behind. Banks too big to fail. We bail everybody out. Aren't we good? Aren't we kind? Or is it that we're just stupid? New Orleans is a city built in a coastal location, and despite the proximity of the sea, it is well below sea level, or large parts of it are. And lo and behold, a great storm struck, and the city was flooded. Nature cashed that check, and the nation rushed to the rescue of New Orleans, instead of saying, hey you knuckleheads, this is what you get when you build a fucking city next to an ocean below sea level. Instead of that, we rebuilt the city, adding more precautions to a city which is still adjacent to an ocean and largely below sea level. And in many cases, we are proud of this profound stupidity. Look at us. We're going to do it again. One more from any number of examples I could render. There's no shortage here when it comes to stupidity. In my city, a mother and father have been indicted for murder in the death of their 2-year-old child. The coroner reported that the child had been brutally treated, in effect tortured and starved the entire duration of its brief life, until it expired. The prosecutor wants the death penalty. The woman has 7 children by 4 men, and one of the children now deceased, and who knows what will become of the others. They will be distributed into the system and one day arise and repeat this behavior, reenacting their wounded childhood, wreaking devastation of their own, and the mother is also pregnant with her 8th child. This behavior, which I would say is beyond stupid, it's in some other very dark region, this behavior is tolerated and maybe even encouraged, certainly enabled, we might say, by our kind and caring society, which is mightily and fundamentally respectful of the rights of individuals, no matter how stupid and self-destructive those individuals may be. We even want to treat our murderers with compassion, not so much for their benefit as to show how very civilized we are. When all it is, really, I hope you'll agree, is stupid. And as with the animals, though we don't like to admit it, stupid has a way of coming back on you, with a vengeance, you might say.